Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem HaKadash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Just wanted to go into a lesson, which I'll probably entitle this, "The least of the flock shall draw them out," which, we should all know where that scripture comes from. There's one in Jeremiah, the 49th chapter, and also Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, which, is concerning, basically how Babylon is going to get bought into this World War III. Okay, the least of the flock being, those small hats over there. Okay, and, if you've been paying attention to what's going on, things in the Middle East are heating up. I have this article here, which this is from the businessinsider.com. It's just all links to prophecy. Okay, the title reads, "The U.S. will likely go to war in Israel with air and naval power if Syria or Iran become actively involved," retired 4-star general says. And this is all biblical prophecy. Okay, we're in a time, as the Apostle Tahar coined this year, 2023, the hopeful year that all the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai will be fulfilled. And this is a major prophecy. Okay, World War III popping off. All right, now we know and understand that, the Haragma has to come before, the war gets really hot. Okay, but this, may be the instance, that stirs things up. All right, and if you, know what's going on, you actually look at the videos, what they said happened. We already know, Esau is sloppy as hell with, the things that he does. Okay, some just don't smell right. About what they said popped off and, basically, caused this whole thing, that whole rave that they were having. If you look at the scenario, it seems like, some intelligence agency, was involved. And I ain't gonna tell you which intelligence agency. I'll just tell you it starts with an M. Okay. So this is all, to bring about this war. Okay, and everything is, pretty much in place for this to happen. All right, you have, these economies collapsing throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, the situation in Israel, their economy is not doing too well. The approval rating for Benjamin Netanyahu is, the lowest. Okay, so this is just another distraction, to keep these people's attention off of what's really going on, which is the economic collapse that we're experiencing. Okay, so this may very well lead to World War III. Okay, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai willing. All right, so reading this article, it says the U.S. will probably go to war in Israel if other countries get involved, a retired general said. And we know and understand what's going to happen when the United States gets involved with a war in Israel. Okay, eventually the Russians are going to step in. All right, and that's going to lead to the utter destruction of Babylon the Great. Okay, it says retired General Barry McCaffrey said the U.S. was keeping a close eye on countries such as Iran and Israel. The U.S. on Sunday said it was sending an aircraft carrier strike group to patrol waters near Israel. The U.S. is likely to directly intervene with air and naval strikes if Israel's existence is threatened, retired General Barry McCaffrey said, which this is biblical prophecy. Okay, just like what I quoted, at the beginning of this video, the least of the flock shall draw them out. And the least of the flock is talking about those small hats. Okay, so the United States getting involved in, a conflict that involves Israel is what's going to lead them to World War III, which is going to lead them to their destruction. Okay, so this is big news. All right, but we're still waiting for that Haragma to be instituted. Okay. But even that's right around the corner because the economy is shit right now. You got the housing market collapsing. Okay, these companies continue to lay off people. All right, so it ain't as blissful as these people make it seem. Or you can still get by. Here in Babylon, if I'm not mistaken, only 5% of the population is actually able to save money when they get their paycheck. Everybody else, that money's just gone. They paying bills, paying rent, okay, putting that money to something. So they're not able to say. Only 5% of the population is able to do that, man. That's a huge number, okay, and that shows you the current state of the economy. And then also you have more layoffs happening, okay. And not just with any company, it's with these big tech companies, all right? Which a lot of people, they strove, to try to get those jobs and, learn the programming and all that so they can eventually get hired at one of these tech companies making this money, okay? But those jobs, those corporations, they're laying people off, all right? So, hey, man, things are getting bad out here and it's only going to get worse. Okay, you got the crime skyrocketing, getting out of control in these different cities. Okay, this is all a part of biblical prophecy, man. So everything is pretty much, where it needs to be for Yahweh Shem Yahushua to fulfill his words, man. Okay, it says, speaking on Sunday on MSNBC's Weekends with Alex Witt, the retired four-star general, the retired four-star U.S. Army general said such an escalation would likely occur only if Israel's Middle Eastern neighbors became heavily involved. So what's going on now, okay, which, it's going to go into it. You had the so-called Hamas attack, right? Which if you look into that, you really know what's going on, all right? I ain't going to really speak on it, here, okay? But you know what's going on, all right? But now Hezbollah is getting involved. Okay, which Hezbollah, they're based out of Lebanon. So basically, you got these different Arab states rising up. Okay, and if they know what's going on, these different Arab countries know what's going on. Okay, and they have the intelligence behind, what really went down and what sparked this thing. They all gonna rise up. All right, which again is biblical prophecy. It says the other shoe we're waiting to see if it drops is, will Hezbollah intervene out of Lebanon with their 100,000 some odd rockets? Now, I know they're having skirmishes on the border of Israel and Lebanon, but I don't believe they have shot any rockets off. Okay, but hey, things are heating up, man. Okay, things are heating up. It says, will the West Bank ignite? And will the Syrians and the Egyptians do? Okay, McCaffrey said. And also, I was watching the news, probably yesterday. There's there's only a few ways in and out of Gaza, okay? And there's a crossing, into Egypt from Gaza, which the Israelis, they destroyed that, okay? So the Egyptians, they might get involved too, all right? So, hey, man, things are heating up, okay? Things are heating up, all right? It says, I would suggest our support of Israel will be absolute. And if we see Syrian military intervention, active Iranian military intervention will go to war, McCaffrey said. And this is pretty much how it's going to play out. Okay, these other Arab nations are going to get involved. The United States is going to get involved. Russia is going to intervene. Okay, because Russia backs Iran. All right, Russia also backs Syria. Okay, hey man, and then that's when things really going to get hot, when Russia comes on the scene. Okay, because according to, the prophecies, Russia's going to be the main country that's going to lead this campaign against Babylon the Great to destroy it. But it's going to be sparked by Israeli war. Okay. It says Hamas militants launched a series of surprise attacks and rocket barrages against Israel on Saturday, killing hundreds and capturing dozens of hostages along the border of the Gaza Strip. Israel has declared war in response, which, you can look it up for yourself, what's really going on with that. Okay, the hostage situation on the border. All right. Something just don't smell right about that, But hey, we know how this devil gets down. He'll use certain events to justify his actions. Okay, that's how the devil gets down. Okay, and he'll blame whatever party so he could be justified in, making moves on. Well, he's going to do that to us. All right. It says the Israel Defense Forces say 700 Israelis have been confirmed dead, while another 1,500 were wounded Meanwhile, the Palestinian health minister said at least 400 Palestinians have been killed in retaliatory Israeli strikes, Reuters reported. The U.S. announced Sunday that it's sending an aircraft carrier strike group, including F-35s and F-16s, to patrol the eastern Mediterranean and deter all-out war involving Israel's neighbors, which there ain't nothing you can do to stop this, okay? If this is the, the conflict that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, has stirred up to cause this deal to go down, then it's going to go down, okay? And the United States being out there is just going to, help fulfill prophecy, because they're going to get involved if something goes down, all right? It says they're there for more than a show of force or a potential non-combatant evacuation. McCaffrey, who served in the Gulf War and led the U.S. Southern Command from 1994 to 1996, told MSNBC. McCaffrey added that this was his own assessment of the conflict and that there is absolutely no way that any U.S. official would concur publicly that America could go to war in Israel. But see, we don't need confirmation from these damn devils. We don't need no general or no individual that represents the Department of Defense of the United States to come and say this. We got the prophecies from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so we already know what's going down. That's why we got our eyes on this situation. All right. And the way they hyping it up, it seems like they're not going to stop. Okay. Which eventually, these other Arab nations will get involved, including Iran. All right. Including Syria. And those two nations directly are backed by the Russians. Okay. Mainly Iran. So the Russians are going to get involved in this eventually. And then you still got what's going on over there in the Ukraine, which the United States is heavily involved in that, okay, giving military aid, giving them weapons. And that in itself is, pretty much an act of war. It says, what I am saying is that if the existence of the state of Israel is at stake, if the Syrian military intervened, if Hezbollah started overwhelming the Israelis, in my judgment, at that point, we would consider actively intervening with air power and naval power. He said, it's unlikely that the U.S. would send troops into Israel given the Israel Defense Forces ground capabilities. When asked whether other U.S. and Israel allies would step in, McCaffrey said it was too early to discuss such a question with just Hamas directly involved. Okay. Yeah, so if these, other Arab nations, like it says here, Syria and Hezbollah, start getting the upper hand over them small hats, then the U.S. will intervene, okay? Which if that happens, that's going to cause these other nations to, get involved and help out, Hezbollah and Hamas, okay? Which then the United States going to have to ramp up their response to that, okay? So this thing, man, is just ready to, get popping. All right, and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai willing, this is the conflict that does it. Okay, everything is set in place, man. You got the economic collapse ready to happen. Well, we're actually in it right now. Okay, the only thing we're waiting for is, the complete collapse, and then here come Esau with his solution, which is the Haragah. Okay, but that's pretty much already in place to be implemented. Okay. There's only so much longer this economy can go on for, man, before a full collapse takes place. And if I'm not mistaken, the debt clock now, it goes up $1 trillion every month. This is unsustainable. All right. So, hey, man, something got to give. Okay. And there's a reason why things like this is popping off. And again, if you understand what's going on, this wasn't, well, let me say it like this. To me, it seems like there was an intelligence agency involved in, that whole Gaza border thing. Okay, so if that's taking place, then this damn devil Esau is up to something, and he's just, causing conflict so he can basically execute what he wants to do, which is really he want to, wipe them Palestinians from off the face of the earth. Okay, he want to destroy them, and he wants to take that land. Okay. Goes on to say, I think the deterrence factor is what the Biden administration is after right now. But ain't nobody scared of you devils over here. Okay, you've lost that power to deter people with your military might because these other nations, They got the same military capabilities that you do, if not greater. Okay, so you got Hezbollah, which they have backing from Iran, okay, which is backed by the Russians. All right, who is Russia allied with? They allied with China, okay, and other countries, you know, over there in the east. Which China and Russia, they got nuclear capabilities. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if Iran has nuclear capabilities. Okay, so if you got nations like that that's ready to go to bat for you, you ain't scared of anything the U.S. you know is doing. Okay, or any of their threats. All right. It says, I think the deterrence factor is what the Biden administration is after now. They want to make sure that the Syrian military and Hezbollah don't enter this fray. He said, if they do, it's going to be a lethal threat to the existence of Israel. The U.S. State Department and Defense Department did not immediately respond to requests for comments sent outside regular business hours. Hezbollah, a militant group in Lebanon, said Sunday that it had fired rockets into the Golan Heights, which Israel annexed from Syria in 1981. The shelling was in solidarity with the Palestinian resistance, the group said. Okay, but I guess they haven't went all out. But there is skirmishes happening on, you know, the border up there. Okay, so Hezbollah is involved to a certain extent, but not as much as they could be right now. Okay, but hey, we just gotta wait and see what happens. It says the Wall Street Journal reported on Sunday that Iranian officials had partnered with Hamas since August to prepare for the incursions into Israel, citing people within both Hamas and Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. So this is a lie. Okay, this is, you know, blatant fake news. Okay, so they've already, not sure if they printed retractions, the Wall Street Journal, but other publications have come out and said that this is a complete lie. So we already see what the agenda is. Okay, the United States wants to go to war with Iran. Okay, which when they get involved with the Iranians, then Russia gonna step in. Okay, according to the prophecies. It says U.S. State Secretary Antony Blinken said U.S. officials have not yet seen evidence that Iran directed or was behind this particular attack, but noted the long-standing relationship between Hamas and Iran, the journal reported. Meanwhile, Egypt's foreign affairs minister on Saturday warned Israel of grave consequences and serious repercussions from escalating tensions with the Palestinians. It called for both sides to exercise restraint and avoid civilian casualties. But hey, we already know how them small hats get down. Okay? They'll bomb whoever the hell they want to, and then they'll say, well, they're using those people as shields to justify it. Okay? So, hey, man, you know, we real close to this thing popping off. All right? This is, well, you know, before we get that, let's bring this out. Okay? Because how do we know that we're close? Well, we looking at the prophecies, man. Okay? Which some people got a problem with. This is 2 Ezra 9:1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And these signs are coming to pass, man. Okay, you can pretty much see all the prophecies getting ready to come to a head. Okay, the three are two major prophecies, you know, that we waiting for. The Haragba being instituted in World War III. Okay, but this is also another prophecy, the least of the flock drawing them out. So the state of Israel getting involved in a war with, you know, these different Arab nations. Okay, which is going to lead to World War III. All right. And what these Israelis are saying, you know, from their side, they're saying this is unprecedented. They comparing this to the Holocaust. Okay, and they pretty much said they ain't going to stop until they completely, you know, level Palestine. So if that's the direction that they going, Hezbollah, Egypt, Syria, they're going to have to step in. Okay, which is going to cause the United States to get involved. Okay, which is going to cause the Iranians to get involved. All right, hey, you just see the chain reaction. Okay, so you can actually see this taking place, man. Okay, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. When you look up that word manifest, it means to be made apparent. Okay? And if you got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on you, you can see that the end is here, man. Okay? This ain't just some, another conflict that's going on out there. The way these damn devils set this up, they gonna have an ongoing campaign. Okay? And then Palestinians, they're going to be getting jacked up. And then these other nations, these other Arab nations going to get involved, man. Okay. This is Jeremiah 49 and 20. It says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that he hath taken against Edom. Okay. And his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So who's going to, lead Esau, Edom, mainly the whore, okay, to her destruction? Is going to be the least of the flock. And the least of the flock is talking about them small hats. All right. And we just read the article. The U.S. will get involved if these other Arab nations get involved in this conflict that's going on. Okay. Because Hamas and Palestine, they don't really have the military capability to actually, take out the IDF. Okay, they can defend themselves to a certain extent, but if Israel really rolls on them, they're gonna need help. Okay, then you're gonna see Hezbollah step in, you're gonna see the Syrian army step in, you'll see the Egyptian military step in, then the United States gonna step in. Okay, and it's gonna be a chain reaction. All right, it says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, surely he will make their habitations desolate with them. Okay, because eventually what's going to happen is the land of Israel is going to be completely wiped off the face of the earth, as well as Babylon the Great, America. Okay, the only difference is that land of Israel is going to be built back up, because that's going to be where we're going to establish the kingdom at. All right. But both of those lands are on the hit list of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. The Most High ain't playing with you damn devils. He tired of you small hats, and he tired of you Edomites over here in Babylon. This is Jeremiah 50 and 45. It says, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldees. So this is the same thing that we read in Jeremiah the 49th chapter. Okay, the difference being is that in that verse, okay, Jeremiah 49, the Most High was referring to Edom. Okay, but here the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is saying the same thing about Babylon. So Babylon and Edom are synonymous. Okay, this modern day Babylon, all right, is going to be destroyed because the least of the flock is going to draw them out to war. Okay, it says, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldees. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So who's going to draw out Babylon? Who's going to draw out America? The small hats. Okay? And just like we read in the article, the U.S. will likely get involved if these different Arab nations start to, pretty much get the upper hand over the IDF. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy Babylon from off the face of the earth. And you're also going to destroy them small hats out there, man. That land is going to be completely destroyed. Okay, but again, the difference being is that the land of Israel will be built back up. Okay, because that's our inheritance. Okay, but them small hats, they out there defiling it, man. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai got to clean it up. Okay, he going to send the Besom of destruction over there as well. This is 2nd Ezra 15, and I'll start at 20. It says, behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me. And that's why you got this conflict getting stirred up out there, man. Because eventually all these nations are going to go to war. Okay, but it's going to start out there in the Middle East. It says, behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, the east, okay, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, which Libanus is Lebanon, okay, which that's where Hezbollah, is stationed at, okay. It says to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. So why is this really happening? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is orchestrating this because of what these other nations did to the nation of Israel. Okay? Like the scriptures say, what nation have not had a part in her kingdom? All these nations touched us, man. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to get revenge. Okay? And this World War III is where Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to, get these other nations back, man. Okay? He's going to pour out his fierce wrath out there in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Okay? It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai power. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. And that's to all you Israelites. If you out here committing iniquity, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai going to destroy you, man. All right? And that's the reason why we tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to repent. But hey, if you don't want to repent, hey, that's on you. You could be destroyed, man. You get caught up in this World War III. You get caught up in the destruction of Babylon. You get caught up in the other plagues that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to send down here on the earth. All right. It says the fire is going forth from his wrath and hath consumed the foundations of the earth and the sinners. So you people going to get burned up like the straw that is kindled. It says, woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I will not spare them. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai ain't going to spare you. You're going to be destroyed. It says, go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. That's what you people got to look forward to, man, death and destruction. Just like them people out there in Palestine, okay, on the Gaza Strip. Go look at them videos, man. That's what you people got to look forward to, death and destruction, okay, on a way more massive scale than that, all right? It says, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth. So it's going to come a time where all these Arab nations are going to join together, okay? And these Muslim nations, okay, because Turkey's going to get involved as well. All right, well, so that's another enemy that Israel has out there, okay? And I believe it was a couple years ago when Israel declared Jerusalem to be the capital of the land of Israel, okay? Trump, he went over there as a big ceremony. Turkey was pissed off at that, man. And basically what they did is Erdogan, he was going around to these different Arab nations, okay, or he made a speech saying we got to rise up against these people, man. So all the pieces are in place, okay, for this deal to go down, man. Okay, everything is where it needs to be. The things just got to pop off, all right? It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth. They're going to move swift. Okay, it says that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, which the Carmanians is talking about the Iranians. So they're going to get involved too. Pretty much you're going to have all these different Arab nations come up against the land of Israel. Okay, against some small hats out there, man. The United States is going to get involved. Okay, which is going to cause the allies of these other nations to get involved as well, including Russia. All right. Once Russia gets involved, the clock is ticking. You know, you can start the countdown, man. Okay, because it's only a matter of time before them Russians shoot their nuclear missiles on Babylon the Great. Okay, and Putin has been saying that over and over again. They ain't gonna have no long drawn out war with you. Okay, they ain't gonna be sending troops to the front line. You kill them and you gain ground, and then they gain ground, and you're just going back and forth. No, they gonna shoot missiles on you quickly, man. All right, this war ain't gonna last that long. All right. It says also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. So who are the Carmanians going to join? Them different Arab countries. So the Iranians, they're going to link up with these different Arab nations. Okay. It says, and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which the Assyrians is talking about Babylon. Okay. Babylon the Great, America. So these different Arab nations, they're going to rise up to come up against the land of Israel and America. All right. It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand. So eventually these Arab nations, they're going to get the upper hand over you damn devils. You ain't winning this conflict, man. Okay. You know, we didn't get it, but in Jeremiah the 49th chapter, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai told you damn devils that your terribleness had deceived you. Okay. You think you on a high level because you done won these different wars, man. But you ain't the same dude you used to be. All right. You ain't that same warrior, man. Okay. You ain't winning this war. It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, which goes back to, you know, the nature that Ishmael had, which he's a wild man. Hey, you ain't gonna win against these crazy Ishmaelites. All right. You can forget that. Well, they was giving you a hard time out there in Iraq. It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their hosts shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Okay, so basically what's going to happen, you're going to have these Arabs go to war with the land of Israel and America, and eventually Iran is going to get involved in it. Okay, and we know who backs up Iran. Okay, the Russians. Okay, the Medes are going to get involved, and that's when it's over for this place. Okay, you know, such want to go into that. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai willing. It was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Aruch HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone. Shalom.